Hi guys, my name is Trinity. If you're here to talk about books. Today, I have a book haul for you guys. It is a small book haul. The reason for that is, one, I haven't got my Fairy Loot book yet, but it is very beginning of May. So this is kind of like my end of April book haul, but I don't know how many I'm going to be buying in May, and I have skipped my book of the month because nothing really was tickling my fancy on book of the month. But let's go ahead and talk about the books I have picked up. I only have 6 to talk about this time. But when I mentioned that I wasn't going to do a book haul, I have some people who were frustrated about that. Usually I do my book hauls in the floor, and I'm trying to figure out how to set these to the side so they don't fall over. So I might just have to hold on to this stack while I'm talking about them. So the first book would be No Port in a Storm by Cal Black. This is already on my May TBR. I'm very excited to get to this. I am still reading No Land for Heroes. I feel like I've said that a lot. But it's kind of slow going as I was having some mental health issues and stuff like that. So we're moving on from all that. But yeah, No Port in the Storm is the second book, like I said, to No Land for Heroes. And this one is kind of set in a Louisiana bayou. I'm kind of excited about that. Louisiana-esque bayou. It's not actually in the United States. Yeah, just pumped to continue. Now, I did a thing I said I wasn't going to do. I did it. I did it anyway. Why did I do this? I don't know. But I bought the third book in Leo Caro's Under the Northern Sky series, and I have yet to read the first one. So The Wolf, the Spider, the Cuckoo. Why do I do this? I don't know. Yeah, I've been pretty good about not purchasing a whole series before I read the first book, but I love these covers, and I've heard I'm really gonna love this series. So, and I've heard it from people who I trust, and I just hope I love this series. The Wolf should be coming up in the near future because this is a series I plan to start and finish this year. I just haven't gotten around to doing that yet. There are some plans I have for like June, which are going to be lighter books because I'll be going on vacation in June. So July, we're looking at like maybe July for The Wolf. Next is the final book in a series that I have read. And As Good as Dead. This is the final book in Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. And I need to read this, so I bought it. I do listen to these via audio, but I do like to follow along. These are mixed media, so I like seeing all of the mixed media with my eyeballs while I'm listening to it. And I'm very excited to finish this up. This has actually been a really good series. YA, but it's a mystery, and the girl is a podcaster who, in the first book, she's trying to disprove that her friend, or prove that her friend did not kill his girlfriend, and investigates that, uncovers a lot of town secrets and all that stuff. It's really cool. I really enjoy it. So I bought the third book so that I could immersive read it. So you guys might not know this, but one of my favorite books is The Year of the Witching by Alexis Henderson. I am hoping that we get another book in that series sometime, but I finally picked up House of Hunger. This is a vampire tale. That's all I know. All I need to know is that it's a vampire tale and Alexis Henderson wrote it because I love Year of the Witching. I love that book. And so I just want more Alexis Henderson in my life. And yeah, a vampire tale that she wrote, I'm down. I'm down. Wanted, blood made of exceptional taste, must have a keen proclivity for life's finer pleasures. Girls of weak will need not apply. So it sounds like we're going to be talking about blood slaves, and yeah, I'm down. Now, these next two you guys might have seen in a vlog of mine if you watched my Unhaul Project vlogs. I had gone to the buy sell trade and picked up these two. Upon a Burning Throne by Ashok K. Banker. I still don't remember who it was that told me that this book was good, but I really like desert fantasy and I want to get more into it. And this is like demigods and demons walk among the living. There is this burning throne, and they call it the Burning Throne because you have to be found worthy to sit on the throne. And if you are not found worthy, it will ignite. And there are 2 brothers who are up for their opportunity to lead, and they have to pass the test of the Burning Throne. That's all I know. But I've heard it's really good. I've heard it's really good. That was a really poor explanation, and I feel like I trudged through that explanation. But I've heard the writing is good. The characters are good. I've heard it's actually a little bit slow paced, so I might have a few issues with it, but I can push through like I've pushed through for Daevabad. If I know the story has a good ending, and that's what I've heard. That's what I've heard. So we shall see. Now I have Art of Prophecy by Wesley Chu, so I have heard of this author before, but I've never heard of this book, Time Salvager. This is another one that I picked up at the buy sell trade. Smart, fast, and fun. Fun, I am down for. Funny, not always, but I was reading like all of these blurbs and I was like, oh my gosh, this sounds so up my alley. And I didn't read the synopsis when I picked it up, but the synopsis does sound really good. But let me read you the blurbs because I was like sold with the blurbs. A time-twisting action adventure as only Wesley Chu could imagine it. I enjoyed it a lot. A gripping, taut space opera, immensely enjoyable. Chu has taken a simple, brilliant premise and built upon it an epic universe full of thrills and wonder. Like, I kept reading these blurbs and I was like, I need this in my life. I've never heard of this book, but the cover's awesome. Like, check out that cover. And it sounds so up my alley because you guys know I'm a plot-driven reader. And this sounds like it's going to be heavily plot-driven. Hey guys, I just got back from the buy-sell trade, so I am going to add these books to my book haul. So kind of editing Trinity coming back in to say I bought more books. I'm supposed to be getting rid of books, but I have been taking mine to the buy-sell trade recently, so I'm still coming in at a negative amount. That's all I can say right now. Okay, so for a book that's been on my TBR for quite a while, The Counselor by E.J. Beaton, this book floated around Twitter for a while, a good long while. And then I never heard anything about it on BookTube or anything like that. I don't really know much about it other than it was really popular amongst my friends. Like, I know the queen dies and her friend is appointed the counselor, but the counselor has a drug addiction and there's a nation, her nation's like on the verge of war. So that's what I know about this. And I know she's meant to be finding the next ruler, but that's it. That's all I know. It sounds like it could be really good. I've always really loved this cover. I mean, it's very simple, but I enjoy it. I don't know why. And so this will be added to my physical TBR. And then I bought the third book, The Choice, in Nora Roberts' Dragonheart Legacy series. So I own this whole series now. It will likely go on to my TBR as a series that I want to complete. I do like Nora Roberts' fantasy quite a bit. She does write romance, but she also does really well-written fantasy. I've said this before, like, if you like fantasy romance, give her fantasy a try because they are pretty dang good and they're easily readable. So this is more like candy apples than it is meat, but it's still very enjoyable. And speaking of apples, I bought Comfort Me with Apples. This says prose purpler than grape soda. That's what the little sticky tab on it says. And I do like me some flowery prose. So this is a horror though, and a horror novella. Obviously it's pretty short, but I am very excited to add this to my list. And then I have read Blake Crouch before, but I read Symbiosis and Upgrade, but I've never read Dark Matter. So I went ahead and bought that. And I have been wanting to give Bradley P. Bulau a try, and this is the prequel to his series. So I figured I would give it a shot and see if I like it. And lastly, I purchased an urban fantasy series, House of Cards, Heart of Stone, Hands of Flame by C.E. Murphy. I had heard good things about this. I've actually never talked to anyone who's actually read the books before, but I've heard good things about this, and I really love urban fantasy, so I'd like to get back to reading more. And let me see, what is the first one? It's House of Cards, and it says, a covenant broken, a hell unleashed. New York City's only legal counsel to the fabled old races, Margaret Knight, is level-headed in all matters extraordinary, but when she's summoned to negotiate peace treaty among rival factions, her own mortal world threatens to fall apart. Margaret has been in hot water before, but re-entering the underworld brings a new set of problems and a new set of friends and enemies, including a ruthless vampire mobster, a dragon lord who won't take no for an answer, and a band of subversive selkies. Oh, and Alban Corrin, the sexy gargoyle who got her into this mess and whose granite strong touch still haunts her every fantasy. So likely a fantasy romance, but definitely looking forward to this one. But that's what I bought at the buy sell trade today. That's it for me today. Like, subscribe, do all the fun things, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.